Hey, this is David Hayter. I'm the voice of Solid Snake, and you're watching Game On. So pay some damn attention.
The new Game On podcast continues. Here's Jeff.
It's the new Game On podcast. I'm Jeff Johnson. You can hear us on youtube.com/GameOnGNT. Same YouTube channel we've been using for the past 8 years. Holy cow, we've been doing this for 8 years. But yes, in 8 years' time, we're still on YouTube. We're still on GameOnGNT. You can find us there. You can also find us on Spreaker.com. I've got all my podcasts posted up there. And, of course, there is the jjplayseverything.wordpress.com site. Typically, it's been used for JJ Plays Everything in the past until I deleted everything. So now you can find all of our content there. For Game On and for JJ's Plays Everything, all of it will be on the JJ Plays Everything WordPress site. Let's get into our talk about Limbo. And no, I'm not talking about, raise the bar, it's time to limbo. I'm not talking about, does anybody even limbo anymore? I don't think that's really a thing. But Xbox Live Arcade, many, many moons ago, released the game Limbo. And it exists out there. It's been on my wish list to play for quite some time. I've heard a lot of good things about it. A lot of people praising its artistic direction, this whole sort of film noir style that it has, and the fact that it's a modern puzzle game. And there's a whole bunch of different ways to sort of play through it, apparently. Well, actually, there's only one way to play through it, and the other ways all lead to death. So there's that. Let's talk a little bit about Limbo. Right off the bat, I can tell you right now, my thoughts are probably not going to match up with all the different reviews that came for this game, because I didn't get much out of it. I hate saying that because I wanted to get a lot out of Limbo. I did. I really wanted to enjoy this game. It's just I didn't. I enjoyed sort of the puzzle nature of it. I got a good chuckle out of the fact that every time I turned around, there was another bear trap. I don't know how there's so many bear traps everywhere. I even had a bear trap fall out of a tree on me at one point, and I'm just like, well, why is there a bear trap there? Why is this thing here? But long story short, Limbo is a game that's got this whole sort of film noir style. There's no talking. You're playing as basically what looks like a shadow of a boy moving left to right, trying to get through all these different puzzles. There's anti-gravity puzzles, there's gun puzzles, there's a giant spider that chases you throughout a good chunk of the game, and that's actually part of the puzzling that happens. Like I mentioned, there are bear traps. Yes, there are a lot of bear traps, and they are there. Rope puzzles, there's also just gear puzzles, there's a whole bunch of things that revolve around timing, like electricity, or also, again, those aforementioned gun puzzles, the ones that are just machine gun turrets shooting at you if you get in their line of sight. And through all these puzzles, I just sort of kept pushing through. There's a couple of times I ran into where I needed to check a walkthrough because, dear God, I could not figure out what they were trying to get me to do. But I did it. I got through the game in about 2 nights playtime, and then the ending happened. The ending takes you right back to the beginning of the game and starts fresh again. And so you keep walking along, and then there is a scene where you run into a little girl, and that's it. Game ends. Credits roll. Game plays, and that's where things end. No explanation as to why this boy was doing his thing, who this girl was he was looking for. From what I've been reading about, it was his sister. And I mean, the whole point, from what I understand, I get the point that this game is trying to represent the whole eternity of Limbo, basically the whole idea of between heaven and hell, and, constantly being stuck in that perpetual cycle of limbo. The fact that it has to be explained to me, though, doesn't really help matters here. The puzzling is neat. I do like the puzzling aspects of it, but the game doesn't do it for me. That's the best way I can put it. The game does not do it for me. In fact, there's a game we're going to be talking about next week that I kind of run into the similar sort of thing. Next week, we're going to be talking about a game called Fractured Minds, and spoiler alerts, my review is pretty much going to be the same as this one here. But as much as I like the sort of artistic style of it, and I like the fact that there's all these constant death traps you have to evade, there's nothing motivating me to try this game again. And that's where I'm at. But you may have had a different reaction to Limbo. You may have enjoyed it a hell of a lot more than I did. I just know this is my point. This is where I'm at with this game. But anyway, that's my thoughts on Limbo. Hopefully you got more out of it than I did. And if you did, feel free to leave your thoughts on Limbo in the comments.
Greetings, my friend. This is The Brain, and you are listening to Game On.
You know what they say, when life hands you lemons.
Do a barrel roll!
And when you want to know about your favorite games, listen to Game On with Jeff Johnson.